Have been on the Aam Aadmi Party ever since that huge win really for them in Delhi, and now they're going national. So at this point in time, Rahul, with this dilly-dally, with this indecision over forming a government, is the Aam Aadmi Party losing its credibility as a third alternative as far as politics is concerned?
First and foremost, it's headlines today that last night past midnight broke the story. We were the first channel to say that the Aam Aadmi Party in principle has taken a decision that it is willing to form a government. They will go out to the 270 municipal wards of Delhi and ask people of Delhi to tell them whether or not a government should be formed. You heard Arvind Kejriwal at that press conference. He's made certain things public. I want to tell our viewers now about what happened behind the scenes. This decision was taken late last night. There were 4 people in that meeting: Kumar Vishwas, Manish Sisodia, Arvind Kejriwal, Professor Yogendra Yadav. They deliberated for more than 3 hours, and in that meeting, after hectic deliberations, a decision was taken that the Aam Aadmi Party is willing to form the government. Please understand what is at play over here. This is a ratification of an in-principle decision that has already been taken. They're not going out thinking that people won't want them to form the government. Professor Yogendra Yadav and senior AAP leaders have already done some straw polls. They've done some sample surveys. They know that Aam Aadmi Party voters out in Delhi want that there be an Aam Aadmi Party government. They've calculated the risks. There are several in the Aam Aadmi Party who still believe that this is a trap being laid by the Congress, that the Congress's past track record of supporting minority governments is very poor. But despite that, they believe that at this time, this is the right thing to do. They're hoping that before the general elections, there'll be way too much pressure on the Congress to withdraw support. Because if the Congress were to withdraw support, they can claim martyrdom. They can go to the people saying that we wanted to fulfill the promises that we made to you. We wanted to reduce the prices of water and electricity. This corrupt Congress government didn't allow that. So they will have that moral halo around them. That's the expectation that Arvind Kejriwal has. Take my word, this decision has been taken. This is just a process, because they've said, Vedika, in the past that this is a people's government, it's a people's party, therefore they're going to the people's court. But in principle, a decision has been taken. Now it is for Najib Jung to decide whether he wants to impose president's rule for a few days or keep the assembly in suspended animation. And Sunday evening is when the results of this SMS opinion poll that Arvind Kejriwal spoke about, also opinion polls that are being done by our network, other people, the public meetings that will happen, that's how they will take the decision. But what we are being told is very soon in Delhi we will have an Aam Aadmi Party government, and this is a story that we broke first in the headlines today.
Absolutely, Rahul, do stay with me. We also have Siddharth Nath Singh from the BJP joining us on the phone line. Mr. Singh, what do you make of Arvind Kejriwal's statement made just about 5 minutes ago, where he said they're going to go to the people? Do you think it's rational? Do you think it's logical at this point?
Well, I think they had already gone to the people before the election, and when they went to the people, they have given them a mandate, which is 28 MLAs of there have won. They have given them a mandate that they can, if somebody supports them, they can form a government and run a government to show that what their manifesto is, it can be implemented. And that's the challenge which has been given by the people. So I think when somebody is giving them an unconditional support, you don't go back to them and say, these are the conditions. And it's something like that crazy SMS has been going around. That you reach a crease, you say to the bowler, no, you're going to bowl me so slow so that I can hit a 6. You can not give me a googly, otherwise I will be bowled. So all these things is a matter of challenge.
There's a lot of cynicism in what you're saying. This is Rahul Kamal here. There's a lot of cynicism in what you're saying. This is a mandate against that established political cynicism. People are trying to break away from it. Why has the BJP not responded to the 18 points that were raised by Arvind Kejriwal? The Congress had the decency to respond to those questions. Why has your party not responded so far?
Well, they have raised, it is for the BJP and the BJP leadership, Rahul, to decide whether we need to answer. But the issue is we don't have any ideological, we can say ideological points of convergence with them. So
when we interviewed Nitin Gadkari, the Delhi in charge for the BJP, he said that we would play the role of a constructive opposition. We were prepared to help the Aam Aadmi Party form the government. We would support them on an issue-by-issue basis. We will not try and disrupt that government. This is what your party in charge for Delhi said. Now, after this, when you're sent a list of 18 issues to come back on, why is it that the BJP goes silent? Is it because Narendra Modi now sees a big threat in Arvind Kejriwal and the possibility of his general election for 2014 to some extent at least being marred by the Kejriwal phenomena, Siddharth?
Rahul, don't exaggerate winning of 28 seats into a major champion ambassador. But let's say there is an unconditional support of Congress, and the Congress are the only party which is extending their support to Aam Aadmi to form the government. Now it is for the Aam Aadmi not to make it into conditional. The Congress has already replied to them on 16 points that they are nothing for legislation, it's executive orders. So I think it's time that Aam Aadmi and Mr. Arvind Kejriwal doesn't go around and make this issue more lengthier or...
Siddharth, you're not answering my question. Siddharth, the question is what will be the BJP's role?
Mr. Rahul,
Aam Aadmi Party
BJP
says
already
that the
answered.
Congress and... You haven't answered any of those
answered.
questions.
If we wish to answer, we'll answer to them. But I don't think that BJP wants to answer because there is nothing called ideological conversion between them and us.
Siddharth, you're trying to underplay the threat of the Aam Aadmi Party, but I have on good authority that when Narendra Modi came to Delhi and there was a late-night meeting with Rajnath Singh, the Aam Aadmi Party phenomena was discussed at length. The BJP is concerned about the impact Kejriwal's party can have in urban areas. Even in Parliament today, when I was at the Central Hall, every BJP leader was talking about the possibility of the Aam Aadmi Party, to some extent at least, impacting the fortunes of the election. The reality is, you are concerned about Arvind Kejriwal. Why not admit that? You're concerned about what he might do to this election.
I don't think the issue is of being concerned about Mr. Kejriwal or Aam Aadmi. The issue is, which I think you are distracting your viewers and yourself, the issue is not about the BJP. The issue is not about, at this stage of 2014, the issue is formation of a government. So I think we should be speaking about formation of the government.
So are you opposed to what Kejriwal is doing, Siddharth? That they're doing, this is essentially a government by SMS poll. Do you think this is naive, this is asinine, this is not the way politics should be done?
I'm not saying anything. Neither I said naive, neither I said that on SMS you should not go, neither I'm saying you take account from people whether we should form a government with Congress and all these things. All I'm saying is they have got the mandate and they went on the basis of the mandate to the people. The people have given of Delhi 28 numbers to them, and there is an unconditional support which the Congress has extended, and that party which has extended the unconditional support has already replied to them.
Okay, Siddharth Nath Singh for joining us this afternoon. Thank you very much, Vedika. Clearly, the BJP wanting the Aam Aadmi Party to form the next government. What is at play over here is pure cynicism. The Congress and the BJP both hope that over the next 3 to 4 months before the general elections, when Arvind Kejriwal becomes Chief Minister, he will prove that he's incapable of governance. In private conversations, senior leaders of both parties say they've promised the moon. You can promise the moon, but it's very difficult to deliver on that promise. They're hoping that this government will unravel by itself over the next 3-4 months. Kejriwal knows that there's a trap being laid for him. He wants to turn that challenge into an opportunity. This is very, very exciting. Let's see how it goes from here, Vedika.